Hi friends, it's a privilege today that I have Rohan Dessai from Kucharan coming down to my studio. Welcome Rohan.
Thank you.
Rohan is the current secretary of Goan Cricket Association. Young lad to be on that position. He was a cricketer, I believe, from a few years back. Rohan, I'll start with you. How did you get into this? I'll start it straight. How did you start getting into Ambey zone? You were a good cricketer who played for Goa.
No, it is. I always think that the youth should lead, and it was a high time. Since as you said, we were into cricket. We have given our life to the cricket because see, in India, cricket is a religion. So it was always on my mind. In fact, before becoming the secretary, I contested the previous election as well. When the current president, Mr. Goan Cricket, contested the election for the secretary post, even I contested for the very same post. But unfortunately, I lost that election, and then subsequent, the next year I became the secretary.
Now, in future, running the secretary.
Yeah. So it was always on my mind. I always thought of giving back to the cricket and be into that position wherein I can I always felt that I could not play as much as I wanted to play. So, somewhere down the line, I always thought of giving into the administrative section wherein I can believe I could, get some policies, get some things which can turn around the traditional cricketing practices which were, practiced for so many years. Now, now the cricket has become a profession where a lot of opportunities are being given to the young cricketers, and I always thought when the new youth comes on to that position, it was always new minds working for the cricket will always be benefited for the state and for the association. So that's one thought. I thought I should try my luck and be in that position wherein I can make some changes to the
amazing. The way you put it in one line, I can say long sentence too. It has been amazing. You had a background of cricket where your father or your uncle was you had a team called Sangodya, and I think you were doing it to admin side also, right?
Yeah, correct.
And you did play for Goa as well, cricket, under 23 and
yeah.
So it was nice for you, a very young cricket personality on the secretary zone, and you took over from a person who was like a legend of admin in Goan Cricket Association, Chetan Dessai, and you started over. It must have been a huge task. Of course, your creativity, your hunger to be there on that place, that itself shows that you were creative enough to take it over. How did you feel about that gap spacing out?
Of course, sometimes it's difficult to fulfill the position where, like you said, Mr. Chetan Dessai, he was into administration for last many years. If I'm not wrong, maybe 30-35 years running the association, and everybody has done their part, and everybody has contributed in a way where they tried to to take the level of Goan cricket to the next level. So everybody is doing the job, and I'm trying to do my best in my capacity, whatever as a secretary. I'm trying to turn around things. I'm trying new things in the association. I'm giving my cricketers an opportunity wherein they can excel, giving them platform. I'm talking to many of the BCCI officials as well, wherein our cricketers should get benefited. So like you said, see, it's a new mind and we are young, and our generation thinks in a different way. So no doubt Chetan Dessai and many others who were part of the association, who have been there in the administration, for example, DieHard sir, so he was there, and you have seen the turnaround in the Porvorim Cricket Academy and many parts of Goa where they have done the infrastructure, whatever was possible from there, and it is our turn to give back to the association.
Super. I got goosebumps. In fact, the way you are speaking and the way you're keeping the ethics. It's not like rivalry, and you're carrying the weightage or hierarchy of what you're speaking, and you're still confident what you are doing. And I know, in fact, I have Chetan sir on my line with my interviews. I chose you into a situation because I found you over the part in a short while, whatever dynamism you guys have put, you and Adit and your team of boys were doing this amazingly. Well, you have really given back. I'm not knowing much about our association, but whatever I come through, whatever I see in the last 7 months or 1 year or something, You guys have really put it across to the Goans to do the things, and now it's the Goans have to give back to you in a way where they stand, where all the years when they were saying this was not happening, that was not happening, you guys have given it to them. I kudos to you for that. Coming back to your, what are the difficulties you faced when you took over and handling association, handling the challenges, getting teams, different teams on the right position. Ultimately, no matter how good you do, your team success, what the teams do at different levels counts. Of course, you have done your part the best, I can say. I have seen it. The teams have not reciprocated that well this year. But whenever you put a foundation, it comes in the subsequent years. Correct, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so give me an elaboration on that.
See, there are challenges. There were challenges because see, after Luda came into force, I mean the recommendation which was imposed by the Supreme Court on the associations nationally. So before Luda recommendation, it was the associations were free to do whatever they want in a way. I'm not saying they could do anything and anything. But now there are some sort of implications are imposed on us. I mean, there are some ethical ways wherein we can, utilize the funds and plan the infrastructure, plan the spending basically. So it is challenging because we have to study well. We have to plan the funds accordingly, and after this Lodha recommendation, it was quite challenging. But again, it's a fair thing now. I mean, it is more transparent in whatever we do. I mean, everything. For example, in the managing committee, we have one CAG appointed, the Auditor General appointed, who sits in our meetings. So all the funds are discussed in our managing committee meetings. We have a ICA member. Then we have elected members like President, Secretary, Vice President, Joint Secretary, Treasurer. These are elected posts, and then the members. So it is, it is in a way it is very nice and very communicative when you discuss things, when you plan the infrastructure, when you plan your cricketing schedule. So there are different minds who are working. There are different minds wherein we get the inputs, and then we can plan and plan and do the things correctly. So in a way it is challenging, but then it's fun to be part of it because, see, as I said, when young mind sits on a table, there are multiple things which are being discussed, and then it is fun to implement those things which will be benefited for the cricket.
Very nice way. It's very nice that when young cricketers, when they're playing at 26, they're playing Ranji Trophy, and secretaries 36, 34 around that age, you and Aditya and many more. I know both of you and also of the Fatte. Yeah. Young boys, young lads handling 10 years old, older than them handling. They're easy to communicate. Basically.
Correct.
The communication becomes easy rather than we feel, law is coming or something like that on account. Nowadays, this era, which I have come and realized where I have joined a few forms where we work in a way very lateral. We don't go hierarchy wise. The boss is carrying or something. We fix it up in that way. So this must be very good positioning. Your boys must be reciprocating very good to you. The cricketing field.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they have when they communicate to us, they don't hide anything. Basically, they are not scared of anything. They are more of expressing themselves, whatever problems they face in day-to-day life. I mean, in day-to-day cricketing matters. So they always come up to me and they discuss, and it is easy for me as well because few of the players, even I played with them. In the Goa Professional League, Pandurkar Trophy, A Division. So all these players, I have been playing with them for many years, and they have continued playing, and it's a good thing. I mean, Darshan Misal for that matter, and there are few players.
Dessai. Yeah.
So these are the players who I played with. So it is always good. I mean, more cheerful environment has been carried away in the.
You are also involved in political things. Do you get GCA being one of the main frontiers, not only in the sports. Anyway, any association of cricket in any state becomes a very main frontier of a political zone. How much is the politics involved in this particular association at the current running of it? Of course, it must be involved, but what could be a percentage? 100. Like in Pakistan, you have 100% running the board. Pakistan board. How much is the percentage they get involved in this?
So there is politics in everything. I mean, India is such a country where there is a politics in the family, there is politics in
Democracy is everywhere.
Democracy is everywhere. So
Yeah.
where there is a democracy, there is a politics. So politics is there, but eventually we have to also, we have that thing in mind that we have been appointed for a tenure. For example, now I am secretary for 3 years, so it is my duty what best I can do for the association in these years, which are 108 clubs we have, affiliated clubs who has imposed faith on me. So it is my duty to, reciprocate and to give the best what I can do for the association as well as for the players and all the clubs in a way wherein whatever infrastructure I can develop, whatever best things I can do for the players, whatever best things I can.
So it is in a short, it's not there is no pressure on you. It's kind of a way you're taking it lead and you're taking the benefits of the politics behind you rather than politics confronting you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, see, the thing is that politics is everywhere, but in a way it is like you said, our president is also very young. We have a young team. My joint secretary is also quite young. So we all sit together and we decide things. It's not that there is no dictatorship as such in the association as of now. So we discuss things and we take things ahead.
Very nice. Very nice. Your replies and the way when Saurabh Ganguly used to ask press conference and the way Dada used to answer, I find somewhat Dada kind of a replies coming where you are very well. The replies on the spot, very accurate. At the same time, you're clearing things out and you're making things very easy to look out. Coming to something very nice that has happened in your career after being the GCA secretary. You were convener for South Zone team, yeah? And both the time, I think South Zone won the Dulip Trophy after the space of a long time.
Almost 19 years.
Yeah, and you had about 3 players. You had the coach also from Goan Cricket Association. I mean, this never happened before. When I knew that the spaces were always adjusted and gambled and took place, but you stood behind the players as well as you got a coach inside also, and you also yourself, big part of that. It is something surprising. Please tell us something about this very nice part on this tenure of yours till now, whatever has happened. Correct?
Indeed, it is a proud moment for me as I was the convener for South Zone BCCI, and in my convenership, we have won Dulip Trophy as well as DieHard Trophy.
Oh, DieHard Trophy also.
DieHard Trophy, we have won Dulip Trophy also. We have, and both we won the trophies after many years.
Yes,
I was informed that DieHard Trophy we won after 23 years.
Wow.
And Dulip Trophy we won after 19 years, and the same very year we won both the trophies, and it was proud moment for me as well because from Goa 9 players played for DieHard, were in the squad for DieHard and Dulip Trophy both together. And around 11 staff, supporting staff were included in this BCCI tournament.
I think this never happened before.
I don't think.
No, I'm telling you, it never happened. Of course, there were crop of guys, and there could be also some spacing gambles here and there.
Correct.
Exchanges took place. I do understand. But this was something very nice. Can you elaborate? Yeah.
That's what I utilized that position so well for my Goan lads, Goan players, and Goan supporting staff who have been tirelessly working for the association, including the support staff. So it always gives me, a moment of pride where I'm somewhere I was, helpful for them in their career because representing BCCI is always one player's a dream of putting that logo on the chest of BCCI. So maybe a player or supporting staff. So it is always a pride for them. So getting the support staff, getting into the squad of DieHard Trophy and Dulip Trophy was something very special for me. Players, every year 1 or 2 players somehow they managed to get into the squad. But this year we played almost 9 players. As I was a South Zone convener. So I did my part, it was my duty. I'm not boasting about that as much, but it was my duty wherein I could push my players from the association to be into that squad.
It's not about boasting or something, it is an achievement.
Yeah, it is
and there are people who think it is a boast, but achievement you have to take pride, right?
Yeah.
Without taking pride, how you grow big?
Correct.
So unless you know what you have done and you know what you're doing, we also need to know, because I being not much with the association, and all that. But we have been following what's happening. Things, nice things are happening, and growing things. Other nice things have been happening, and it's not like you're competing with somebody. As you said, you are not competing with somebody. You have taken the blessings of those people and are growing big. But you need to grow big, which you are the right people who are doing right now. I think little bit of missed opportunity for the Goans this year, because Goan, after having all this in the South Zone and all this stuff in the Ranji Trophy, they did not do that well. And not only Ranji Trophy, I think in many things, they did not in the many category-wise cricket, they did not do well. I believe, if this is the right year, if they have done really good at this year, being you at that particular authoritative position, things should have been a little bit better for you, right? And for Goan Cricket, I guess.
No, I would not say that. Ranji Trophy, there is no doubt we didn't do well. So I accept the fact. But it's a game of cricket. There are ups and downs. There are failures. There are winning moments. But then we should back our players to perform well in the coming years as well. So when you talk about the different categories, I would rather put it this way. In this last year, we played under 19 invitational tournament, wherein our boys, under 19 boys, were runners up in Wayanad, Kerala.
Okay.
Same last season, there was one more invitational tournament for women's senior.
Okay.
We were the runners up. We didn't lose a single game. We just lost the finals game and we were runners up. So these are few achievements which our boys, did well in the particular category. Under 14 tournament, under 14 tournament, I think our boys, under 14 boys, didn't lose a single game.
So you like something, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, coming back to your achievements, I'm not taking it away. Where your women's team has been consistently doing well. Goan women's team has been doing consistently well over the last so many years. I always have one question. I can understand. This is not on your level, so I want to know my curiosity when it comes. I always understand that Goan cricketers who do well. Also, I come to know when I try to talk about somebody to someone at a higher level, and I come to know that they are playing still at the lower levels. They are still playing at the plate level. And but when women cricket is there, we have got Shika Pandey really doing well for India, and really doing well at the India level also, not just representing India. But then why don't the girls play for India? Because we have really good cricket team and they are really winning, sometimes runners up. Even in the BCCI leagues, they are doing well. Why does the second girl come up? I'm not seeing much, even for India 19 or in a main India team. I'm hearing about 3-4 girls who are really doing well. Why they not? This is a general question where I'm curious to know what is happening basically.
Say, when I resumed office, when I became the secretary, first thing I did is, in the first managing committee, we appointed 3 directors for each category. We have a senior director, we have a junior director, we have a women's director. When we talk about women's, in the first year itself, we faced a lot of challenges wherein we could not build a team. Under 14, under 16, under 19 seniors,
Okay.
we could not build a team. So that moment I knew there are challenges wherein we won't be able to make teams, or we won't be having this bench strength. So we tried our best to keep open selection for women's and everything. And in the first year itself, we conducted one tournament, WPL, that is Women Premier League.
Okay.
And it was done on a very large scale. It was there were franchises which were participated, our own affiliated clubs who participated in this tournament, wherein we gave the platform to all these young budding girls to participate in this tournament. So this was one part of it, wherein we tried to give them motivation to participate in such 50-20 tournaments where all the parents came, all the coaches seen their matches in the home ground in Goan Cricket Academy. And very next year there were questions also raised on us, because there was one instance where our women's team got out on mere 8 runs.
Yeah, that was a junior. That was
a junior. But see, I take cricket for every category.
Yeah.
I take it very seriously.
So that always happens, and that even our teams have got out.
I would have to see. There were reporters called near Goa got out on 8 runs, a very poor performance. But after 1 or 2 months, the same very Goa team made Meghalaya all out on 6 runs. So that was the achievement, because that time I stood with them. I spoke to those girls. There's no worry. I mean, it's a game of cricket. We got out. That's okay. That's fine. But we have to make sure that we should come back stronger. And very same girls made a Meghalaya team all out on 6 runs. So that was a small achievement or small backing which we had done as association to those girls, and they excelled. They gave back to us. So these are small things which matters a lot.
In fact, this particular thing which you told now about being 6 all out and 8 or whatever mistake, I will never ask you such questions because I know what cricket is.
Yeah.
Because at that level, when you're playing 14, under 12, under 13, if anybody gets 2 all out, also you have to accept it because this is a fundamental. It's a basic thing. Yeah, basic cricket starts at when it's 19. If something like this happens when you're playing under 19, that means we have not done a good 14, 16, 12. But 12 is something what you just put the balls on the field, You're just putting that. Even fielding a team inside is a big achievement. So they get to play one ball, it's a big achievement. So people who ask you this question, I don't know who have asked you, but I will never ask you that question. I was talking to a level. There is Sunanda Athpeka, there is XYZ, I don't know the names also. Why they are not playing India? That is my question.
There are few girls who know.
They're doing really good, even the BCCI tournaments.
There is Purvaja Velekar, Purva Baitkar. There are few girls who are exceptionally doing well. And these are the very same girls whom I personally back these girls, and we have put them in the South Zone tournament also. BCCI.
Very good.
So South Zone tournament, we had a 2020 tournament, we had one day tournament, we had multi-day tournament. So all these 3 formats we are Goan girls had participated in the 11. So it is a sort of a mentality. People think that in Goa there are not much of cricket being played.
But this is where I'm trying to say. Goa cricket is not cricket. Goa's cricket is still many people talk. I know the players also are very good, but the general thought of the Indian cricket system is that Goans are not having that much of thing in cricket. But I'm talking of women's cricket. Again, I'm elaborating, which I'm trying to get it out from you in the right way. I'm talking of women's cricket, where Goa should not be considered as a team where how people look at boys cricket. Because women's cricket, they're always runners up. They're reaching finals. They're always doing something. Beating a top team in West Zone. They're beating a UP team. They're beating a Bombay. They're doing such kind of performances. I think at this particular time, everybody is looking Goa in the same concept like how the men's cricket is going. But I think women's cricket, Goa has really on the top notch. We need to really take them back. This is what I'm trying to say. It's a different book altogether.
I somehow agree to whatever you are saying, but also we should give them time. These are young girls, and the women cricket in the country had just started beginning. This is the beginning phase wherein these young girls are getting the level which they are not used to it. So Goans have not played on that level, or maybe they were not given that platform. So that was the reason we played this WPL tournament last year, to give them the on-ground experience of how it is being played at 2020 tournament, playing in the color dress in front of full house on our ground. So they get that the feel of playing T20 cricket, and we should give them time, and obviously they will excel.
There is a saying, one which is the pick and 10 which is the pick. We have Shikha Pandey played for India. So I'm sure the more 2-3 have to join her as early as possible, and backup has to be there, because Goa there's one guy playing for India from the Goan Ranchi boys. I'm sure there will be 10 going from there.
I'm sure Goan girls will play for the national team. I'm saying we need to give them time. There are players who are doing exceptionally well, and we just need to back them. And we are, as association also, we are doing it. So it's not that Rome was not built in a day. So in the same way, we cannot expect players to play very next year to the national side. They need to score. They need to hold their nerves. They need to be more disciplined. They need to be more hardworking. Once these things are being they achieve these things, definitely will see.
I hope every time this happens, your system doesn't change in Goa. Because you said the tenure is so much, and you have put in so much, you have sown in so much of fruits for backing this guy, and the system changes. And then again the thought process changes. And where what happens was, the person you are working on, and then the new system, if the system changes, everything starts again. This is where the things, which you're getting me what I'm trying to say. if somebody is back, is working with a policy, you should be given a little longer strength. That 3 years, 2 years is too short, I believe.
See,
anyway.
See, we have 108 clubs who vote for us. So now they are smart enough. They have seen whatever things we have been doing for last 3 years or maybe 1.5 years. There's more half the tenure is left to be completed. So they see everything. They see our achievements, whatever, how genuinely we are putting the efforts, and hopefully they will do the right things for the association, because these are the people who actually run the association and not us. Because once they elect someone, it is their duty. So we are being put by them to run the state affairs of the association. So they will do justice to their votes, and we can see that in the next coming election. But when you talk about all these things, these are part and parcel of the democracy again, because you are going for the election. But when I look at it as, I've been given some responsibility as a secretary of the association. Like I said a few minutes back, it is my duty to do our best. You see, now, for example, even in the infrastructure wise, we are trying to build the infrastructure. We have different MOUs being executed. We have taken MCC ground. We have tied up with them. We have Penjim Gymkhana. Then again we have there's one more ground in Purchar, and we have been trying to tie up with them, SK ground. So there are few things which we are trying to engage these big corporate houses. You cannot say corporate houses. You can see the big clubs from Goa to tie up with Goa Cricket Association, so the local players get benefited out of it, and then we develop it. We maintain the grounds. We do the pitches, we do the nets. And
I also see the tournaments are taking place. Which had disappeared in between. I can see some kind of tournaments. At least the boys are getting 10-12 games. They used to hardly get 4-5 games, and they go now at least more than 10. I think there are a lot of leagues which is happening, and which have been
there are a lot of things which have been changed after we came. After the new committee was formed. In fact, the club grants, which were 1 lakh before, in the very first year we made it 2 lakhs, because we also know, eventually the club should take the effort, because these are the players. This is a grassroots level where the first timer player comes to the club and then to the association. Wow. So we made the grants 2 lakh just so that this club should take interest. They should give the benefit to the players. That is how we increase the grants. So we know the crunch of the club. So these are small things. I mean, these are small things which matters a lot, because once they spend, once they give facilities to the players also are motivated to do best for their clubs. And when you do something good for your club, then eventually we can take advantage of those players to get into the state league.
A little bit personal where I am taking myself. I have few boys who are trained with me during my younger days, in 2013, 2014. They are really doing well in the under 19, under 19 skill. There's a boy who's come from Dubai, 3 years he's here, and working born is trying to do really well. There are some of my boys who are doing well in the association. They're doing really good, and they're trying to get the positions where they belong to, and I'm also looking forward to get into that. I don't take the names and to flash the names out here, but in some way I have put some contribution being in a distance zone, where I wanted my boys in Goa also to do well, and somewhere down the line they have trained with me, and somewhere down the line they are going with the association and they're doing really good, and I hope they really take Goa to a different level. Coming back to the boys who are really doing well for Goa, Suresh Dessai had a brilliant season this year. Mohit Redkar has been really knocking the doors, and I feel sometimes some excellent another off-spinner, when I've seen them, if I'm comparing them, gets over him, because he's playing for a better, higher team. But I think these guys have really gorgeous talent. How do you think, where you going to take them from here? A straight question.
See, the names which you have taken, Mohit Redkar is a young budding cricketer who this year was in the squad for emerging player who played in Sri Lanka. Considering Mohit Redkar played his first Ranji this season, so it was a good achievement for him to be knocking doors for young emerging team, and we can see him in near future in a better prospect. As a secretary, I'm doing my best for my all my players, not only Mohit Redkar, but all my players who are putting their efforts. And hopefully we'll see someone
play for India. I want to play for India. Yes.
See someone play for India in near future. Maybe hopefully in my tenure only.
Hopefully, God bless you.
Yeah.
Okay, coming back to a little bit a nasty question, and I want to clear it in my mind. What is that? Goa did so badly in this Ranji Trophy, and of course, in a glimpse, it was at one particular time doing good also if they had really pumped themselves well. But things were a little bit up and down and up and down, and then finally they ended up in relegated, and that too having a new Northeast team also in the group, they still got into that position where they shouldn't have. What do you have to say on this, and where do you take Goa in the next season? I'm not talking about this. I don't want you to elaborate much on what has happened, but I want you to tell me what you want to see that Goa goes up.
Definitely, everybody wants to see Goa goes up. It's very unfortunate that Goa has qualified twice only. 2021 they got elevated.
And 2008.
2008 and 2021 they got elevated in elite group. As an association, we do our part. Playing on the ground is a cricketer's job, so we cannot go on the ground and play for them. What I can do is, I'll give you an example. In last season, the previous season when I became the secretary, we did exceptionally well. Okay, in the previous year, the last season was my second.
I get it. Yeah. The current season is your second year. And the next season will be your third year. Yeah.
So previous season, very same boys did exceptionally well. Where Mohit Redkar debuted. They did well. This year also we tried. After the first season got over, when the previous season, in my tenure, the first season got over, I always thought there were challenges where the first thing I did when the boys went to play outside, a few of the players could not read the pitch properly, because in Goan Cricket ground we only have black soil, and which was put up when the ground was built. After that, there was no revamp was done on the surface. So what I did after the first season, I changed out of 5. I made 2.
You relate the pitches.
I relate the pitches. I made 2 pitches of the red soil, so my boys get the first-hand experience on both the wickets, red soil and black soil. So these were small things which I thought I should change before the season comes, so that my team get chances my boys will get experience of playing on both the wickets, red soil as well as black soil. Also, what I did is I sent them to 1 month camp. We hired good coaches, which I thought would be beneficial for them. We went rigorous 1 month training, where likes of Sachin Tendulkar also went and spoke to them. He also came twice on a multiple occasion. He came and spoke to the boys. So 1 month training I thought was sufficient enough, wherein they will get good experience, they will do the match practice and everything. But end of the day, when we went to the season, we went to the Ranji Trophy multi-days tournament. I was dejected, to be very frank. I was upset that Goa team, Ranji Trophy team, especially seniors in multi-days, especially, we didn't do well because we were playing the elite group. There were teams like Karnataka, Bengal, Gujarat, Saurashtra. All these teams were exceptionally well. Where in each team there were 2-3 India players who were playing. So I thought our boys, it was more. I thought it was more of a mental than their, technical. Technical faults or whatever you call it in the cricketing terms. It was more of a mental. They lost mentally and not on the credibility of their cricketing talent. So that one thing we need to change as a team. When Goa players go to the season next year, more of a mental strength is required in our boys, because these are young players who needs backing. These are young players who need more match practices. These are the young players who need to be playing more. There are players who need to still try to improve, still try to take the cricket take the cricket very seriously, more ethically. More hard work has to be put in, more efforts has to be put in. Only then, see, the practice makes man perfect. The practice is what is, I thought, was lacking. I mean, though we went for a 1 month practice camp and all these things were done, but then the cricket, the boys should take it much seriously than what they did last year.
Yeah, exactly. Because when the admin is backing up, and many times we play cricket, and then at time admins, there are a lot of a lot of things were happening. And now such a transparent admin is that the boys should have made maximum out of it. I felt really bad at that particular moment, and I could elaborate and I could argue, and we could go on with this question, which I don't want to talk on that. Because you have your mind set for the next season, and I'm sure you are going to be focused. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to be redicated. You also feeling about
even the players never wanted. Even they were dejected. But we have to let them.
It should have been. Frankly speaking, there are many things. Not your tenure or something. There are many questions which can be floated for not your things. Where Goa is playing 40 years of cricket and we are still not reaching quarterfinals. But that is not you to be asked. You to be answering. So I'm not coming to you now. I know where to ask those questions at the right time, So that is it. But still, I felt playing Gujarat, Karnataka, and by now it should be a deal because we have been playing them since long and we still do well against them. We almost had a Bombay hot neck and then second last season, we had a Bombay like this.
Yeah, we drew against Karnataka. Yeah. So there were few chances.
Last season when we were first we had caught Bombay like this and second innings they changed the zone. That is, so I was waiting all my life when Goa is going to play Ranji Trophy Bombay. And because I had friends on this side and I had boys who will play with on this side as well. So it was a game which I wanted Goa to really come out and Goa did well in the first innings. And then there was a late partnership between, I don't know, XYZ, and I don't know whether this season or a couple of seasons back. So, Goa is now nothing new to this, Gujarat, Karnataka, with that one particular thing which I want to contradict. But as I understand, you guys are going to come very strong and come out with the best zones. And you have given one factor, if something is missing, we'll try to improve on that. That is how we're looking. But 9 things you have done gorgeous, where you have got a dynamism in your admin zone. You have got added new frontiers to the operations where there are categorized operations, and rather than one particular handling 10 things, you guys have put it very nicely. And I hope you guys really do good, and not just as Goa Cricket Association, as Rohan Dessai, also you do good. Give us a small example or give a message to all the cricketers or sportsmen what he really needs to do well to grow big.
See, in Goa, we have a lot of talent who can prosper in the game of cricket. The only thing, time and again I've been telling to these boys, you have to be mentally strong. You have to be mentally strong. I'm just focusing on mentally strong because I know the capacity of these players, how good they are when you compare them with other state players. For Suresh example, who have scored brilliant double hundred. There are players, Darshan Mishal, who has been outstanding as a captain in the current squad. So Mohit Redkar, who was part of the emerging team. Then we have Snell Kotankar. Then there is the Dipraj Gaonkar, who is an amazing fighter. He's an amazing all-rounder.
Ishan Gadekar also.
Ishan Gadekar, who had a brilliant season in the first season, who as a left-hand batsman. So these are the players I know their potential as a player, and they can be exceptionally well. These are the players who can be, you can put up with the best of the players and they will deliver. It's just that mental block which needs to be overcome, and which we need to overcome. And then once we overcome this hurdle of being, Goa is a very small state, Goa is a small association, there is India player playing for Gujarat, there is something.
It still happens?
Yeah, I somehow feel it still happens. Otherwise, we wouldn't have lost, we wouldn't have, performed so badly. The only thing I thought our Ranji Trophy's performance was bad only because of the mental block which they had. Otherwise, all the preparations, everything were, up to the mark. This is what I feel. I have been giving them all the facilities what is required by the player. I know the pulse of the player. I speak to them on a regular basis. I speak to my captain. I speak to the players who are senior players. I talk to them regularly. Deepraj Gavkar, I feel he's the best fielder in the country in the domestic field.
Wow.
This is what I feel, because he was never getting a chance. He played all the matches, but I want these young guns to get this opportunity and get the scores on before their names, so that they move forward and be there with the rest of the players in the country.
Chatting with me was really nice. The way you have opened up a nice way, which is in fact, when things start to happen like this, accepting my invitation and being here itself is a big thing. And you have put Goa Cricket Association in a nice box. You guys are youngsters doing really good job. And I hope maximum the people utilize it, the boys utilize it, the youngsters utilize it. The under 14, under 12 also utilizes this zones, what you are doing, and gives back to you what is expected. Good job, Rohan. Few questions here and there I did ask you. You did answer me very truthfully and straightforwardly. Really appreciate this. Comes only from a youngster admin, and who sees a bold thing in the future and who is not ready to accept his faults and wants to go up. Super. Thank you, Rohan.
Thank you.